If you've ever had that one friend who felt like a sister, the kind of friend who knows your mood just from your hello, who borrows your clothes without asking, who sleeps on your bed even when she has her own, then you understand how everything started. Before money came into the picture, there was only laughter. It was their third year at Belfort University, a private school tucked somewhere on the outskirts of Abuja. Famous for its glass library and expensive shawarma, Zainab was known around campus for being neat, calm, and serious-minded. She was the kind of girl who color-coded her notes, arranged her flashcards by subject, and said Alhamdulillah before opening every exam question. Favor, on the other hand, was a spark. You couldn't ignore her even if you tried. Her laughter traveled faster than campus gossip. Her braids were always new, her nails too long for practicals, and she somehow managed to know everyone, from the porter at the hostel gate to the vice chancellor's driver. But in between their differences, they found friendship. The first time they met, it was chaos. Zainab had entered room 3B in Queen Amina Hall, dragging her Ghana must go and 2 cartons of Indomie, only to find the other girl already spread out on the lower bunk, clothes everywhere, music blasting from a Bluetooth speaker. Zainab frowned softly. "Sorry, are you Favor Nnamani?" The girl turned, smiled, and said, "Who else do you expect? Beyoncé?" Her voice was playful but sweet. She stood, adjusted her skirt, and hugged Zainab like they had known each other for years. That hug began a friendship. Favor had a way of pulling Zainab out of her shell. When Zainab tried to spend Friday evenings revising lecture notes, Favor would drag her out. "Z, abeg, no be only book person go chop. Let's go to the cafeteria." By the second semester, they were inseparable. People called them Z and Faith, the Belfort twins. They went everywhere together. Chapel, night vigils, departmental tutorials, even the same hair salon behind the Faculty of Arts. Favor would always joke, "Z, if you ever break up with your boyfriend, I go fight him spiritually." Zainab would laugh and reply, "And if you ever skip class again, I'll report you to your CGPA." They were different, but that difference blended into balance. Favor brought light into Zainab's routine life. Zainab brought peace into Favor's restless world. Their evenings were full of small laughter and bigger dreams. They would sit under the mango tree behind the faculty building, watching students play volleyball, sipping cold Pepsi, and talking about the future. Favor used to say she wanted to own a fashion line, Faith Culture, with her name in gold letters. Zainab, on the other hand, wanted to work for a multinational company, build a career, and take care of her widowed mother back in Kaduna. Their conversations were soft promises to the future. Zainab once told her, "Favor, if I ever blow, you'll be my PR manager." And Favor, laughing hard, said, "You don't even need to blow. You're already shining." Their friendship became a routine. In the morning, Favor would braid Zainab's edges while humming Tiwa Savage. In the evening, Zainab would iron Favor's lecture outfit because, as Favor always said, "If I iron am, it go bend like snake." They shared everything: food, clothes, perfume, even secrets. When Zainab's mom sent foodstuff from Kaduna, she always told Favor, "Pack some garri and groundnuts before I change my mind. They fought sometimes over trivial things like who should wash the kettle or who ate the last egg, but their fights ended with laughter. Favor would joke in pidgin, abeg, no vex Z. Now hunger dey control me. And Zainab would roll her eyes, pretending to stay angry before breaking into a smile. That was their world. Simple, warm, and full of sisterhood. Then came the final year. Everything became intense. Project deadlines, clearance fees, internship reports, and the endless queue at the bursary. The air in Belfort felt heavier, like the whole campus was trying to survive adulthood. Zainab had started saving her school fees months before. Her mother was a retired nurse who sold fabric in Kaduna. Every naira came with sacrifice. She remembered her mom's voice over the phone. Zainab, my daughter, please make sure you pay on time. I don't want anything to delay your graduation. She promised she would. Meanwhile, Fever was changing. She began spending more time outside campus. Runs, as people whispered. Sometimes, she'd come back to the hostel with new wigs and perfumes, claiming, my uncle just returned from abroad. Zainab didn't ask too many questions. She just prayed silently that her friend would stay focused. Still, Zainab believed in her friend. When others gossiped, she defended her. She's just trying to survive. She told Ife and Ada one night. Everybody has a story we don't know. Favor overheard and hugged her tightly, whispering, Z, now why I love you. You get clean heart. Zainab smiled, not knowing that her clean heart would soon cost her peace. Then came the day that started it all. It was a Thursday afternoon. The sun was brutal, slamming down on the concrete courtyard like a punishment. Zainab had just returned from submitting her project proposal when she found Favor sitting on the corridor floor, phone pressed to her hair, tears in her eyes. At first, Zainab thought someone died. She dropped her bag, knelt beside her. What happened? She asked softly. Favor looked up, eyes red, mascara streaked down her cheek. It's mommy, she whispered, voice trembling. She collapsed this morning. They rushed her to a hospital in Enugu. The doctor said they need 185,000 naira deposits before they can start treatment. Zainab froze. 185,000 naira? That's serious. What about your uncle? Favor shook her head. He's not picking. My cousin said he traveled. I don't even know what to do. Z, I can't lose my mother. Zainab's chest tightened. She knew what that fear felt like. The helplessness of watching a parent suffer and being too broke to fix it. Favor, calm down, she said, holding her hand. I'll see what I can do. Inside the room, on top of Zainab's locker, was a brown envelope containing her full school fees. But seeing her friend cry like that made it impossible to think logically. Fever wiped her face, sniffed and said softly, Z, abeg, I just need to borrow the money. Next week, my uncle will send me money from Port Harcourt. I'll pay you back immediately. There was silence. Zainab looked at her friend, the same friend who held her through flu, shared Gary with her. Could she say no? She took a deep breath and said, okay, I'll lend you, but please don't delay. You know this is my school fees. Favor jumped and hugged her, laughing through tears. Z, God will bless you. You're a lifesaver. I swear you won't regret it. Zainab smiled weakly and whispered, I trust you. That night, as they both lay on their beds, Favor hummed softly, scrolling her phone. Zainab couldn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling fan, turned lazily, and wondered why her heart suddenly felt heavy. But she brushed it off. It's just worry, she told herself. My friend needs help. That's all that matters. The next morning, Favor left early saying she was traveling to Enugu to see her mother. She promised to return by Sunday. Sunday came, no call, no messages. By Wednesday, Zainab's anxiety turned to fear. By the following week, the fear became something worse. Silence. Days passed, then weeks, and still no word from Favor. At first, Zainab told herself not to panic. Maybe there was network issue. Maybe Favor's phone had spoiled. Maybe her mother was really sick. But when next week became 2 weeks, something inside her began to ache. Every morning, she'd wake up and stare at Favor's empty bed. The pink bedsheet looked like a wound that refused to heal. Her textbook and makeup bag were still there, but her suitcase was gone. Ife, their neighbor, began to ask questions. Z, you sure say Favor really traveled to Enugu? Because one of our classmates see am for Jabi last weekend. Zainab laughed weakly. Maybe she came back for something. But her voice trembled. Zainab tried calling again. The line rang once, then went dead. She texted, Favor, how's your mom? Please reply. No response. She went to lectures, distracted, her notes filled with half-written sentences. Even at the cafeteria, she could barely eat. When the bursary deadline came closer, she swallowed her pride and went there anyway. When it reached her turn, Mr. Bello, the bursar, typed her matric number, frowned and said, Payment not found. Are you sure you've paid? Zainab bit her lip. Sir, I lent the money to someone. She promised to return it. The man sighed. Next time, young lady, pay first. Trust later. He stamped the third beside her name. The red ink looked like blood. By the next week, the hostel had started talking. Someone said Favor was spotted at a rooftop party in Wuse wearing a new wig. Another swore she saw her at a lunch in Gwarimpa with big boys. One night, Ada ran into the room holding her phone. Z, come see, na Favor be this, look am. On the screen, a short video from Instagram, Favor dancing, smiling, holding a drink that shimmered under purple lights. Caption, soft life or nothing. God has done it again. Zainab's chest went cold. For a full minute, she couldn't breathe. She whispered, almost to herself, this can't be true. She switched off her phone and stared at the ceiling, trying not to cry. But tears came anyway. Hot, confused tears that tasted like regret. The next morning, she went straight to the faculty block. She waited near the notice board, hoping to see Favor. By evening, a dark car stopped at the gate. Favor stepped out. New braids, new sneakers, glitter on her nails. Zainab ran to her. Favor, please. Where have you been? I've been calling you. Favor sighed, adjusting her handbag. Z, abeg don't start. I've been busy. Things no easy. Busy? I missed the bursary deadline you promised. Favor cutting. Voice sharp. You too dey worry. I said I'll pay you back. Why are you making noise everywhere? Zainab throat tightened. Noise? I lent you my school fees. You lied to me. Favor folded her arms. Eyes cold. Zainab, please, I can't deal with your drama right now. She walked away. That night, Zainab cried until her pillow was soaked. Without her fees, Zainab couldn't defend her project. Her name disappeared from the graduation list. Each day, she watched her classmates post, done and dusted, pictures online while she stayed in her room scrolling through failure. Sometimes she would whisper, maybe I'm stupid. But deep down she said, kindness isn't stupidity. It's just expensive. She refused to go home. Instead, she got a small job at the printing press near the school gate. She typed CVs for people, printed handouts, saved every naira slowly. She paid past her fees, retook her defense the next semester and graduated quietly. Her friends moved on. Favor vanished completely. No apology, no refund, nothing. But Zainab changed. She learned to say no without guilt. She learned that some friendship end the moment money enters the conversation. 3 years later, Zainab, now 25 years of age, wore a neat blazer as she entered Aurora Communications, a big marketing firm. It was her first major job interview. She whispered a short prayer and stepped inside. The HR woman smiled. Please wait in the conference room. The panel will see you soon. When the door opened, Zainab froze. The first person she saw was Favor, polished, powerful, wearing confidence like perfume. She was now the head of branding. For a second, the room spun. Favor's eyes widened, then narrowed. Oh, Zainab, long time. Zainab smiled faintly. Good morning, ma'am. The interview began. Favor tried to stay professional, but the air was thick with old ghosts. When it ended, she said quietly, You've changed. Zainab replied, Yes, pain is a good teacher. A week later, HR called Zainab. You got the job. The next morning, she received a message. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. She read it once, deleted it, and blocked the number. If you're listening to this story and thinking of someone who owes you, remember this. Help is good, but help with sense. When you lend money, you're not just giving cash. You are handling out trust. And trust once broken is rarely repaired. Zainab learned that love without boundaries leads to heartbreak. Now she keeps her generosity but guards her peace. So before you lend money again, ask yourself one question. Can I still sleep well if this money never returns? If the answer is no, hold your peace and your purse. Don't let emotions override wisdom. Not every emergency is genuine. Lend only when you can lose without losing your peace. Some lessons come through betrayal, but they leave you stronger. My darlings, thanks for listening till this very end. Please smash that like button, subscribe, share, and comment because more interesting and educative stories are coming your way. For my returning subscribers, I love you guys. Till we meet again. Bye.